All right, so what we got here is the Acta non-verba A100. Now, this knife, I just got it. Honestly, why did I buy it? I don't know. Because I could. And I have problems. You know, I like to buy knives. I'm just kind of a nerdy like that. Yeah, I watch YouTube videos or you know, guys make it their thing to just talk about knives. That's all they do. The next knife, always talking about the knife. And I shake my head at some of the stuff, and I don't really ever see anybody talk about, like, well, I don't know. I just feel like these videos I watch, it's just a guy who also loves knives, but, you know, they don't really ever use them. Like, I don't have a $1,500 knife, and I don't want one, you know, because I might break it, and then I would be upset. My rule is basically anything over $300, probably not. I'm going to be thinking about how I'm using it. Anything under that, I don't care. You know? So, this knife was like 150 bucks. And it's the magnacut steel. It's the only, I don't have anything that's magnacut, but I was curious about it. So, this blade was not actually shave sharp whenever I got it. So, I couldn't really tell, you know, what was going on. So what I did was I just made one stroke with a ceramic bar on one side, and then I felt the curl roll over to the other side, and then that was it. It was shaved sharp after that. I mean, it was pretty incredible, you know. So I don't know, incredible? I don't know, I was just shocked, actually. Just one stroke, just like that. So it was already sharp, it was basically like over sharp. So it just moved the curl to one side, and then there you were. So this knife's pretty light. I think I remember them saying that the handle material was like some G10 with fiberglass in it. Well, that may be, but it feels like, I don't know, it seems plastic. Feels like plastic, and it's very weak. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm not pushing very hard. And it's flexing, so I don't like to see that, but I'll carry this knife. I won't carry it camping, but I'll carry it. The other thing is, it's stiff, and it'll break in, and I may loosen this just to see if the pivot will relax enough for the blade to swing without it having play. But I should have done that right now, actually, before actually making a video. But anyway, so here are some other knives just to compare it to. This is the Sog Kiku XR. Now this is a knife that I liked okay when I first got it, and I find myself carrying it all the time now. It's not the blade length that I prefer. I wish it was a little bit longer, but not out here, but just a little longer. The little crook in the blade here is great for, like, you know, if you're running it down a stick trying to shave the bark off something. But this is a thick blade, so like like when you're eating an apple, like I eat apples by just, you know, cutting bites off of them. It does it fine because it's sharp, but you can, you know, because it's a thick blade, it doesn't just glide right through the apple. But here's how they kind of compare. I mean, this knife is heavy. It's a tank. And I think that's why I've come to love it. Because, man, I've pried and poked and, man, you can just abuse it. I hammer with it, you know. I mean, I do believe in the motto that, you know, you should use the right tool for the job, but sometimes, I mean, I just use my knife for everything I can get away with. You know, and if it holds up, great. If it doesn't, then it doesn't belong in my pocket. This is the Benchmade Super Freak. This is a great knife. Definitely lighter than this one a little bit, but it's longer. Now this is M4, so this steel, I mean, the edge of your blade will rust. You know, I have a habit of like doing something outside and then just jumping in the pool. I don't take my knife out of my pocket. So, I mean, the blade itself is coated, but the edge will rust, and it'll rust fast. Like, you know, by the end of the day. Which you just run it across a rod and knock the rust off. It ain't a big deal. And then this is the Benchmade Contigo. Now, you know, like, so I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm going to point it out. Like, these knives, you know, their action is crisp and smooth, loose. There's no play. I mean, this is the knife, you know, you take with you when you're going camping, along with it. You know, you should have a fixed blade knife. It's something else as well, but you know, this it's a beast. I mean, you can baton wood with this knife. You can do really about anything with it. You know, you got, I mean, the whole interior body, the liners are all steel. I mean, there's no flex in this knife. So you see, all these knives are nice and smooth. And then you get to this one, and it's just too much. So I anticipate it'll break in, and we can loosen it and work on that. But for people who are wanting to see the Acta non-verba, this is it. To me, I mean, it's $100 knife. It was made in the Czech Republic. If this blade's shape and style is appealing to you, it's not so much to me, but I mean, I could live with this knife. But man, this action's gonna have to get better. And I did put some oil in it. I'm gonna go loosen it. All right, well, I've been gone for a few minutes. So I had to go out to the shop. I didn't have any tools up here, so the Torx that fits in here was in the shop, and I tried to loosen it. However, it spins the whole thing. Like, you're gonna have to hold this. So I was like, well, I don't think I care that much, so I didn't loosen it. It's just gonna have to break in. The one thing I noticed, because the whole time I walked to the shop and back, I just kept flipping it, and you can get it to flip. I feel like it might be loosening up, but the way you end up pulling it, you naturally kind of pull the knife against your hand when you're pulling this back, and you hold it tight, and well, this part right here digs into your hand. It's a little bit pointed. So I'm gonna round that off. I'm just gonna round this off. Oh, so there's the clip. It's really stiff, like spring steel. I mean, I didn't look up the specs. You know, you might read in the specs and they might say it's titanium. It don't look titanium. It is stiff though. I don't like the clip. It seems to, I don't know, like I want to make it looser. Because when it's in my pocket, when you try to push it in your pocket, it's so tight, it just bunches your pants material up. It doesn't actually slide over it very well. All this stuff will break in. I mean, you get used to it. But so the clip, you can change it to the other side. It just slides down inside these little channel here. It's gonna have a little plate that's threaded, and it'll just pinch it. It just pinches it into place. I don't know. It's a cool looking knife. It's about $100 knife. I know I paid more than that for it, but you know, it ain't no Benchmade, and I personally think most in the last 8 years or so, Sog went away. They started making tactical knives, and I don't know, their quality kind of went down. I'm not really a fan, but the Sog Kiku XR is a whole nother level. And so is the, I think it's called a Seal XR. I don't actually have it, but I've seen it. Those knives are not in the same caliber. This knife and the Seal are not in the same caliber as the rest of the knives that they make, which are not worth carrying. So there they are. I would not trade any of these knives for this, but it's cool.